Hey there, it's Karen. I'm here with Whiskey Sour, my buddy. And before I start my blog, I have to do my apology to everyone. Usually if I apologize and let everyone know that I'm really super crappy at responding to email and phone calls and text messages and all that stuff, if I do that once in a while, then everybody continues to love me for a little while until they think I'm a big jerk for not responding, and then I have to submit my apology again. So here I am, humbly submitting my apology to you guys that I am so crappy at responding to email. It's getting to the point where I went from being crappy at responding to not responding. And I don't want you guys to think that anything you guys are saying to me or that anything that's in your email is not valuable to me. It's just time. It's all it is. Just time. And so I just want to reiterate that these blogs, these video blogs, and the blogs that I do are a time in my day that I can relax, reflect, touch base with you guys, and it's been really good for my own personal healing, and hopefully I can share some of my insights with you guys. And I like getting feedback from you guys when they're under the comment section or when they're in a stream. That works really well for me. It feels consolidated, and it also feels like the community that I love having. So please accept my apology once again. I know I suck at email. I really suck at email. I also suck at text. I suck at telephone. The phone is really rough on me because if I'm in meetings, I can't have a phone on my ear, but sometimes I can have a laptop in front of me. So we're having a lot of meetings lately, just, you know, with some of the public record stuff, with Jamit, some things like that are going on, and a bunch of other stuff that is just you're constantly with other people. So the streams work well for me, comments work well for me. I can just sneak those in between the meeting and nobody knows what's going on. So anyway, all apologies aside, I wrote a blog today called "Can You Finally Just Ditch It?" In my cleaning lately, I have the intent on moving, and I always said that if I was going to make a move, I would have to do it over several months, where just every day I'd just ditch a little something. And I tease and say by the end of it, it'll all just be at Goodwill and I'll have nothing to move. But I just do a little tiny bit here and there, or if I have a phone attached to my ear, I clean or whatever. And so in my cleaning, I've run across several memories of yesteryears. And these are time consumers. You got to be careful, watch over those things. These are the things I've had to simply look at and say, do I use this? Yes or no? And that is about the extent of the deciding factor in whether I keep it or not. This is the simplified version of just cleaning things out of your life. Do I use it? Yes or no? And then out it goes. And I've moved many times in my life. I've been kind of all over the place. Some were forced moves and some were voluntary. But I have gone through many hellish moments where I sat cross-legged on a floor, on a couch, on a bed, and stared at some old memory which just didn't make me feel very good. And it could have been a letter, a picture, a gift, or even just some dried up flower. And I've done this with email too. And I noticed a comment from a friend on Facebook where he said that he was going through his email account and finally ditching emails from his ex-wife and from when they were first getting to know each other. And I think we all have a history of things like this, where the idea of keeping them is great if you stay together forever. You hate to ditch them in the event that you guys reunite and get back together again, right? So you're tethered to this thing, this item, this email, this letter, whatever it is, or even sometimes our voice messages. We don't clear those out either. And you hate to do that because you think you might get back together with them, but you're tethered to something that you're not holding on to and you haven't let go. So you're in this kind of limbo stage. And I have cleaned house on many of my email accounts and stuff like that over the years, where I've had to ask myself why I was keeping them and what purpose it was serving me. And was it good? Again, you hear me say this a lot. Is it good for my spirit? Some people have the miraculous gift, I do not, of being able to catalog all their memories like chapters of a book, where they can look back at past relationships fondly, even if they were crappy, fondly. They can look back at them and openly view them as chapters which have contributed to who they are. And the problem is when our emotions sit in this state of limbo, we're not holding on and we're not letting go. I think it's, I suspect that's what's happened with these emails that this guy's ditching here. I think he maybe asked himself it was time to get rid of them now, or maybe it just hurt him too much to continuously see them. That's the hard part, is if you see something and it's continuously hurting you, it's like, get that out of there. So he's ditching them, hopefully for a fresh start, whatever that means. So I think it's good. I think the mind obviously has to be in sync with the action, but sometimes a simple action like just ditching the reminder can assist in our healing. This has happened to me a lot. Maybe he's making room for some new possibilities, and that would be an exciting angle for him to take. I would hope, though, that by cleaning it out, he has decided that they simply serve no purpose in contributing something positive to his spirit. So that's my reason for ditching things like that. If it's just not contributing, if I'm not using it, you know, back to my do I use this, yes or no, that's my reason. So pictures may be the most painful memory that we keep, or a wedding video could be rough to look at, something that's you know, very concrete of that person like that. But the photos might be the most common thing that people question whether they should keep or ditch. And it seems like, oh, is the paper they're printed on, is that just something you should throw out? It just seems like such good quality. And then you go through all these reasons in your head why you shouldn't throw them out. And for the most part, they're kind of stored in corners of the house where we look at them, and it simply reminds us of how crappy of a housekeeper we are, because they're always in some drawer with a bunch of other crap, just, you know, pencils that don't sharpen properly and some crappy erasers or whatever. There's just a whole drawer full of crap, essentially, and those things are kind of tucked in the corner. You haven't really thrown them out, but they're not, you know, forefront of your house or your memory, that's for sure. Who wants that reminder, right? Again, my biggest assessment in ditching things is, do I use this, yes or no? But that could easily morph into, is this person part of my life, yes or no? Then all of a sudden that makes the tears flow, and that makes the memories come back and everything. And if the answer is no, what does keeping a photo or letter assist in accomplishing? The better question might be, is this person a healthy part of my life, yes or no? And I don't throw away items like, for instance, things that my mother has given me. Even though she died, you know, now a decade ago, I don't get rid of things my mother's given me, because she was an inspiring and loving part of my life and very involved in developing my character. So I have no desire to ditch those things. I feel it is extraordinarily painful to see the reminder of things we consider a failure, but I think the more painful thing lying in the heart of the matter is our broken heart. That is more painful than the memory we're looking at. We walk around with this broken heart. And I think we should do whatever we need to in order to get it healed, so that we can look forward with bright eyes and live the life that we were meant to. If that means photos and letters go in the garbage, so be it. They're just items. They're material things that can be heavy weights in our hearts, and those items are not the person anyway. They are indicative. They're nice little memories, you know, if they're nice memories. Most cases, they're just painful memories. But if you have made a choice to not be with or around the individual, keeping the remnants can be poisonous. And I think it sends our unhealthy spirits into a whirlwind of self-destruction. And my thought is that if you were to ever meet up with that person again, in the event that there was some reunion in an old relationship, you could just start fresh and create new memories anyway. So I think it's just detrimental to a reunion to bring old skeletons along for the ride anyway. So you'd want to start fresh. My skeletons are only allowed to come if they pick up an instrument, as you know. Playground Isolator CD, they all got an instrument in there. It's like, let's turn these skeletons into something. Let's take these old memories and maybe give the old memories some new experiences. So that was my idea with the skeletons. I signed off today. Finally ditched my 5-year-old tortilla chip with the smiley face on it. When I first came here, I went to a little Mexican restaurant with some friends, and there was a bowl of tortilla chips in the middle of our table. And there was, I found a chip, this triangle chip, this long triangle chip that had just, you know how that has little black dots in the tortilla chips? Well, it was a smiley face, you know, it was like one of those Jesus moments, right? Well, there was a smiley face on the Chippy. So I called him Chippy, and I brought him home, and I kept him. And the funny thing is I kind of kept him in this little box. Every time I looked at him, I thought, you're not deteriorating at all, which is scary, because you think, what chemical is in that tortilla chip that this guy is not deteriorating at all? And so then it became a science experiment where I thought it was really funny that, you know, this guy's not breaking down. So I thought, I wonder how long it will take for this chip just to go away. You know, 5 years later, I forgot where I had put him, and when I was cleaning around, I found him, and he was broken, like into several pieces, so the smile wasn't even there anymore. And I was like, you know what? I've proved that there's too many chemicals in these chips to ever eat them ever again, and now it's time to put Chippy in the garbage can. So that's why I say I finally ditched my 5-year-old tortilla chip with the smiley face on it. But it's pretty funny. I also signed off with a James Hillman quote, where he says, too many people have been analyzing their past, their childhoods, their memories, their parents, and realizing that it doesn't do anything, or that it doesn't do enough. That's the part of the quote I really dig from him, is where he says that it doesn't do enough. So it's back to the state of limbo, where you got something that's, you know, it's not something you're holding on to, and it's not something you're letting go. So it's not doing enough to even warrant being around. So I think that's really a good analogy, is that we are analyzing all these things, realizing it's not doing anything, or it's not doing enough. And we shouldn't settle for things like that. In our life, we should be surrounding ourselves with positive things. We should be surrounding ourselves with healthy things for our spirit. And maybe at some point in time, our spirit will be healthy enough to look back at those memories and go, yep, that was a cool chapter in my life. Check, you know. But a lot of us aren't at that point yet. So whatever we gotta do to get rid of the things in our life that are unhealthy for our spirit, I'm all about that. So I will sign off with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed my blithering. I can just go on and on and on and on. But I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. And until next time, from Whiskey Sour and me, rock on.